Well, earlier we spoke to James Elder, UNICEF's Regional Chief of Communications for Eastern and Southern Africa, and started by asking him about the factors that have contributed to the nearly five-fold increase of child migrants travelling alone since 2010.
Yes, you're right. These are extraordinary numbers. There's really two factors, if you will. They're called push and pull factors. The pull factors are what will encourage families and children to leave their homes, which is, the option of a better future somewhere else, of safety, of health, of a better chance at education, just simple opportunities. The push factors are those when children are suffering conflict, they're amid violence, and they're just in circumstances that no child should be in, and we are increasingly seeing those from Syria to South Sudan. So as the numbers show, we have really millions of kids on the move around the world, and without proper policies in place for them, they will continue to move. It's just that they'll be pushed underground and they'll be pushed into the hands of traffickers whose ways are brutal and who are seeing the deaths of children en route as they move across the world. What these children need, what they're looking for in Africa is the same as those children who aren't forced away. They're looking for education, they're looking for safety, they're looking for decent health. So part of the reason is to amp up, to amplify the humanitarian response in those countries that most require it. That's a critical one in the first place. The second place is to make sure they have protection when they're on the move and protection when they arrive in countries. And we see that. We see that with host nations like Ethiopia, like Kenya, like Uganda. There are countries in this region, in Eastern and Southern Africa, who are really leading the way in terms of the rights of children. But we need to address the reasons as to why those children are fleeing. There really are 6 things that need to happen, and these are 6 things being taken to policymakers across the world. First and foremost is that children need to be protected. Right now, children are being exploited en masse by traffickers. So the first one is protection from violence and exploitation. The second one is detention. Children should not be detained. There must be better solutions than detaining our most vulnerable citizens. Third one, keep children with their families. The place for a child is with their mother and family and father. The fourth one, of course, is health and education. Kids need health and education when they arrive in places. It's critical, really critical. The fifth one is to ensure that those children are safe from things like xenophobia. And of course, the last one, as we've said, is removing those underlying causes. We need to address things like the conflict in South Sudan. Otherwise, this problem for children will continue.